On 7.
On 7 News, a tragic start to the Easter long weekend. One person dead and another missing near Phillip Island. A man shot by police in a violent confrontation outside a busy shopping centre. A temporary truce on the election campaign trail. A setback for the Menendez brothers' fight for freedom after more than 3 decades behind bars. And we're live to the Good Friday appeal, from the phone room to the hospital and the kids' day out. Special coverage.
Live from Melbourne, this is 7 News with Karina Carvalho.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this special edition of 7 News Melbourne. We begin with breaking news, and it's been a tragic start to the Easter long weekend, with a major search and rescue mission underway right now. 3 people were swept off rocks at San Remo near Phillip Island around 8:30 this morning. Police say one of the women managed to make her way back to shore alive. A second woman couldn't. She was found by the air wing and brought back to shore. She could not be revived. A man who also failed to make it back to land is still missing, with police launching a water and air search to try to find him. We'll bring you any developments as they come into the newsroom throughout the bulletin. Police have opened fire and killed a man in a violent confrontation outside a busy shopping centre in Footscray. As Sarah Jones reports, detectives say the man charged at officers armed with a knife.
Good afternoon, Karina. A man has been shot dead here on Albert Street in Footscray by police. It happened around 9 o'clock last night. A sergeant and a constable responded to a 000 call about this knife-wielding man. They arrived on scene here on Albert Street and confronted him and challenged him to put down the knife. He didn't listen to those calls. Instead, he charged at them, forcing both officers to shoot him. Paramedics did try to save the man, but he did die at the scene.
This is a tragic incident for all involved. We'll be doing all we can to do to support those involved, including the deceased man's family, the bystanders and witnesses from the community who unfortunately observed the incident, and quite clearly the police members that were involved.
It's understood the knife could have been stolen from a nearby shopping centre.
Police undertake specific training and are provided with a range of tactical options and equipment to keep the community safe. In this circumstances, the members deemed that the firearm was appropriate.
Homicide detectives will now investigate the matter with oversight from the Professional Standards Command, which is general practice when there has been a police shooting. Karina.
Sarah Jones reporting there. An American man has been shot dead after attempting to hijack a small plane in Belize. 16 people were on board when the knife-wielding attacker stabbed a passenger and demanded the domestic flight take him out of the country. A fellow traveller who was carrying a licensed gun opened fire and killed the suspect. The aircraft landed safely. Police have charged a man over a spate of aggravated burglaries across Melbourne's west. Detectives say the 35-year-old caused significant damage to multiple businesses in Caroline Springs and Melton. He allegedly ransacked one of the stores, stealing cash before returning to set it on fire. He's also accused of assaulting a property owner with a hammer. He's been remanded in custody. The Good Friday appeal is well underway this morning, with Victorians opening their hearts and wallets to help raise money for the Royal Children's Hospital. We have a team of reporters standing by at some of the many activities across Melbourne. Let's go to Christy Cooper at the Royal Children's Hospital first. Christy, this is what it's all about, helping sick children access world-class care.
It really is, Karina, and not long ago I was actually chatting to the brand new CEO of the hospital, Dr. Peter Steer, and he said he's worked all around the world, but he said this hospital is famous pretty much everywhere you go for just how brilliant the care is here. But today, it doesn't feel like a hospital, it feels like a kid's wonderland, because I want to come and show you some of the amazing things happening. Princesses, this is for my daughter at home. I hope she's watching. Oh my goodness, she'd be in heaven. And perhaps my favourite part here is the puppies. And these are actually not just something that happens for the Good Friday appeal. These puppies are here as part of one of the programs, puppy yoga. is what it's called. So it might sort of seem fun, but all of this is therapeutic and amazing and brings joy and smiles to the faces of young kids. So if you're wondering, is it worth donating to the Royal Children's Hospital Good Friday Appeal, it absolutely is, Karina.
Puppies and princesses, it doesn't get better than that. Christy Cooper, thank you. Paul Dowsley is having a very fun morning, I think, at the Kids' Day Out. Paul, I'm not sure who the biggest child is there. Is it you or is it the little ones?
I've done a lot, Karina, in this job, but I don't think I've done that. And, crikey, here we go, oh,
do you think maybe you're the wrong size?
Maybe. But this is the Kids' Day Out. You have so many brides, food, crafts for the kids. We're coming around the back a bit where people are eating, and we're going to come and see these fantastic performers on the stage here, because this is what is happening as well. Step out there. Look at these guys. I'll just help Bryce to step up on the stage. We got these fantastic performers and the crowd on this performance stage. And look at these guys go. Good job, guys. We might have just missed the highlight, but the Kids' Day Out is fabulous. Having a good time?
Paul, are you stealing the show?
I think they'll say yes to anything that I ask them. Do you love my hairstyle? There we go. See, they'll say yes to anything. This is the Kids' Day Out. What a day of fun. Performances, food, rides. I'm out of breath, Karina.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty quick 100 metres there. Well done, Paul. Let's go to Blake Johnson now in the phone room. Blake, the phones, they're ringing off the hook and there are some familiar faces on the other end of the line.
Karina, it's been a busy start to the day here in the phone room. Not quite as busy as Paul Dowsley just there. Not going to put my cameraman Matt to the same run that he just did with Bryce. We've got Dr. Chris Brown here joining us in the phone room. Is there an equivalent fundraiser for sick animals? A good Thursday appeal for the cats?
I think there needs to be. I think you might be onto something here. But no, it's a pretty remarkable event. You know, even north of the border where I'm from, we don't have anything like this of this scale. It's remarkable. It's great to see that. You know, for one weekend, people forget their footy rivalries and everyone's united for the one cause that's very special. And treated a lot of teddy bears this morning, I'm applying for some overtime. It's been very, very busy out there.
A lot of CPR for the teddies. You've been busy this morning. Where can we catch you this afternoon? I'll
be floating around. We've just been out at the Kids' Day Out and the selfies, taking some selfies out there and just floating around. There's so much activity. There's so many good vibes out here, and everyone's united to raise as much money for the Children's Hospital as possible.
Well, we just hit 2.7 million. The announcement rang through the phone room a minute or so ago. We're seeing some amazing community work come in here, Karina. We saw Hunky Dory, for example, hand over a cheque for $35,000, $1 from every potato cake. We've had $2 from each Palmer at the ALH group. So lots of grassroots, I should say, efforts going into raising money for the Good Friday appeal. And 1300 appeal is the phone number. Give us a call here in the phone number.
Yeah, I can see some people there waiting for those phones to get ringing. Thank you so much, Blake, and to Dr. Chris Brown as well. To other news now, there's a temporary truce on the election campaign trail today, with Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton not announcing any policies or holding press conferences. Instead, the leaders opted for a walk in the park and a church visit. Political reporter Josh Martin has more.
Good Friday on the federal election campaign trail traditionally results in a bit of a truce, and that's happened again this year, with both major parties scaling back the amount of campaigning they're doing and the amount of press events here in Sydney. The Liberal leader heading to Punch Bowl in Sydney's southwest for the nation's largest Good Friday church service at St Charbel's Monastery. The Maronite Church event includes a reenactment of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Peter Dutton joined there by former Liberal Prime Minister Scott Morrison and Labor's Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke. The church is in the marginal electorate of Banks, held by the Liberals by just 2.6%. A more low-key event for the Prime Minister, taking his pooch Toto to the marginal electorate of Bennelong on Sydney's North Shore, joined by MP Jerome Laxale and his dog Toby.
We've told Toby to be on his best behaviour today. It's an important meeting.
Bumping into voters and their furry friends, but not holding a press conference or announcing any major policies. Anthony Albanese's mind focused on this afternoon's NRL match between the Rabbitohs and Bulldogs.
Souths are going to win, obviously.
Yeah.
The Easter Bunnies, come on.
Yeah.
The leaders will resume campaigning tomorrow before another relaxed day on Sunday, likely involving more church services. But a reminder, we're really close to the start of early voting, which opens on Tuesday.
Josh Martin reporting. 2 people are dead and 6 others injured after a gunman opened fire at a university in Florida. The shooter is the 20-year-old son of a sheriff's deputy who used his mother's former service gun.
Moments of horror, a shooter opening fire at Florida State University. The gunshots ringing out across the campus. Students seen fleeing, others urgently evacuating with their hands above their heads. A gunman started shooting near the school's student union. 2 people are dead, according to authorities. 6 others are injured.
Needless to say, we have multiple crime scenes. This is a very large area we're covering. This is an active, ongoing investigation.
Authorities say suspect Phoenix Eichner is in the hospital. The 20-year-old is the son of a current sheriff's deputy, according to the Leon County Sheriff.
Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene.
As warnings of an active shooter went out across campus, some sprinted away. Others barricaded themselves inside campus buildings.
We blocked the doors with tables and stuff. I couldn't get through to 911.
Multiple law enforcement agencies rushing to the scene.
This way, this way.
Officers clearing buildings room by room using a code word, evacuating terrified students.
Mass hysteria went through the building.
President Trump asked if he wants to see any changes to gun legislation following today's attack.
I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it. And these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting, the people do.
Today's shooting wasn't the first at Florida State University. In 2014, an alum shot an employee and 2 students at a library. Authorities say several buildings are still active crime scenes. A campus shaken once again after another day of violence.
Donald Trump says he's in no rush to strike any trade deals, claiming his tariffs are making America rich. The US president says he's in talks with China on the heavy levy slapped on Beijing's imports and that he'll eventually reach a very good agreement. In a meeting at the Oval Office with Italy's Prime Minister, he promised there will 100% be a deal with the EU on their exports. A grand jury has today indicted Luigi Mangione, one over the assassination of a health insurance boss in New York. The 26-year-old is facing federal murder and stalking charges. Prosecutors have been ordered by the White House to push for the death penalty. After more than 3 decades behind bars, the hearing that could have given the Menendez brothers a chance at freedom has hit a roadblock. US correspondent Rob Scott reports.
Well, this was a day Eric and Lyle Menendez had hoped would bring them closer to freedom than they have been in more than 3 decades. But things didn't go that way.
The sentencing hearing postponed again. Prosecutors and defence lawyers arguing over whether risk assessments done by the California Parole Board on whether the brothers would pose a risk to the public if released should be factored in. The district attorney says the judge should have all the information before making a decision. But the defence says those reports were prepared for a separate clemency bid and were not supposed to be used for today's hearing, launching an all-out assault on the district attorney, saying they have lost faith in the chief prosecutor's handling of the case and will file a motion to have his entire office booted off it.
It's appalling, for lack of a better term, how the DA has treated this case. He has taken a position at all times that is not supported by the law. It's not supported by the facts.
There's an old adage, if you don't have the facts, pound the law. And if you don't have the law, pound the facts. And if you don't have the law or the facts, pound the prosecutor. And that's exactly what the defense strategy has been.
The mudslinging getting more personal by the day. For the brothers who watched on via video link, it means more time behind bars.
So another delay in this long-running saga, and for the family members of Eric and Lyle Menendez, it means another trip to court in May.
Rob Scott there in LA. Faith, hope and love. That's what King Charles says the world needs while reflecting on the great cruelty of war in this year's Easter message. The monarch attended the annual Maundy Thursday service where, in a historic tradition, he presented minted coins to those recognised for their community service. Here's Europe correspondent Ben Downey.
Well, this is a tradition that goes back centuries, the 13th century. In fact, and it was held this year in a cathedral that's even older, a millennia old, up in Durham, where the king hands out pouches filled with coins to people to mimic really an act of sort of humble charity, mimicking Jesus washing the feet of his apostles on Holy Thursday. Historic times they were used to keep one's head above water if you were a medieval peasant or serf. This year they're awarded due to the people's contribution that they make to their community. Now, the king also had an Easter message where he called on the great faiths of the world, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, to find more common ground with one another, and also noted a paradox he's picked up in the world, that we're seeing so many acts of heroism and kindness, oftentimes from humanitarians in some of the worst regions around the world, war zones, natural disaster areas as well. But now this is all culminating on Sunday for the Royal Easter Sunday service, but there will be two notable absentees. The Prince and Princess of Wales, who have decided to spend time at their Norfolk home and ridden to King Charles to inform him of that. The reason why? Well, with the school holidays fastly running out, they wish to spend more time with their 3 children.
Ben Downey in London. Competition is underway at the annual Bells Beach surfing competition. Andrew McCormack is there.
Opening day of Bells, hundreds on the beach here down on the Bellarine Peninsula, and there's one most popular person at the moment. Have a look at this, Sally Fitzgibbons, second in her heat. Hey Sal, Andrew from Channel 7, congratulations. How was that?
It was so fun in front of this crowd and all the grown-ups go,
16th year on tour. This moments like this, I know it's not a win, but it just makes it feel sweet, and all the grind worth it.
Oh, it's just so magic. Like we fly all the way around the world to get enough points just to surf here, and these guys are next, so they're inspiring me. And us Aussies, we just love our surfing.
What do we think? Can she win? Yeah! Oh, good luck. Hopefully you're ringing that famous bell in a few days' time.
Go the Aussies. Happy Easter.
Good on you, Sally. How good's that? Sally Fitzgibbons through to the next stage. Molly Picklum, unfortunately, pipped out by Barwon Heads' very own Ellie Harrison. Grew up just down the road. This is almost their local break, and she's knocked off one of Australia's top surfers. So it's been a busy morning already here at Bells, ahead of a very busy Easter weekend here at one of the most iconic breaks, not just here in Australia, but right around the world, of course, live and free. All the action here on 7+.
Conditions look great. Kate Massey joins us next with the day's sport, including the Pies' statement win at the Gabba. Also, Andrew's Spurs survive another day through to the semi-finals in the Europa League, and why the Pope has defied doctors' orders to go behind bars.
I'm looking for a girl to write my next country love song about. She can take my breath away.
He's a real gentleman.
Mum and Dad raised me right. I don't ever want to be another crappy bloke that leads a girl on.
Who will capture Farmer Jared's heart?
I'm falling for you, and I do hope that you'd catch me, because I would be honoured to have you by my side.
New Farmer Wants a Wife starts Easter Monday on 7.
For life's little moments, there is no substitute.
Footy season's here. Get on board.
Not your alarm. You'll sleep when you're dead. Even that sore shoulder from yesterday won't stop you, as this will be the closest you'll get to a break. New Celebrex Relief, where it's hard because you do.
For life's little moments, there is no substitute.
All right, we've got a lot of ground to cover. Heads down, spread out. Let's try and keep the line together. Okay, let's go.
I found it. Repeat, I have found it. We have found the hummus.
It's easy to find quality at Aldi because that's all we stock. Aldi, good different.
Bills piling up for hard-working Australians when they could be comparing and saving.
You can get help, you know. Look.
That's a wake-up call.
It pays to compare.
Simple.
Buy any pack of Arnott shapes and you could win the new Xbox Series X Digital Edition every day. Plus, there's 30,000 PC Game Pass prizes to be won instantly. Buy any pack of Arnott shapes to enter.
Kate Massey joins us now with sport. And Kate, nice to have you here. Collingwood has put the league on notice.
Well, Karina, the Pies have proved they are back as a premiership force in 2025. Collingwood silenced the Gabba last night with a 52-point thumping of the reigning premiers, handing them their first loss of the season.
Labelled too old, too slow, Collingwood continued proving the doubters wrong.
Makes for a nice Easter on Sunday. Yeah, the boys love getting away together and, the results show again tonight.
The red-hot Pies frustrated the home crowd from the start.
Look at the Brisbane supporters pointing the finger. Oh, they're angry.
Brisbane shell-shocked after conceding 8 first-half goals.
Kick on the way, it's a goal regardless.
A dazzling Nick Dacos fired the visitors further ahead as the cracks began to show for the reigning premiers.
They have words, not happy.
Jamie Elliott had 2 of his own in game 200 and got the nod of approval from his little nieces.
Do you want to say anything to your uncle?
Congratulations, Jamie. You're a legend.
52-point winners, 5 victories on the bounce. Collingwood now sit top of the AFL.
So there's evidence. We talk about, constantly about evidence is confidence. Here it is. Here's some facts. Look at that.
A wake-up call for the Lions, their first since round 23 last year. It's been coming.
Look at this group. They've won 19 of their last 21 games. You're going to have a bad day at some point in time. We haven't had one for a long time.
Pies skipper Darcy Moore left the field late after copping an accidental knee to the head.
Sort of split his earlobe, or that part of his ear, and just required some stitches, but other than that, he's fine.
Matt Carmichael, 7 News.
And Postecoglou's Tottenham are into the semi-finals of the Europa League after edging out Frankfurt 2-1 in their quarter-final tie. Manchester United are still alive after an incredible comeback at Old Trafford. Trailing Olympic Lyon by 2 goals in extra time, the Red Devils scored 3 in the dying minutes to advance.
Certainly one of the most extraordinary. Casemiro in there again. Maguire! Well, I'm sure many of them think they're dreaming.
United won 7-6 on aggregate. With 2 race wins from 4 rounds, Aussie Oscar Piastri isn't feeling the pressure amid his push for his first Formula One world title. Piastri is just 3 points behind championship leader and McLaren teammate Lando Norris ahead of this weekend's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
I would say how it looks is how I feel. It's been a great start to the season. The best way of building a championship charge at the moment is by executing the best weekends you can. At the moment, that's what I'm trying to do.
Practice begins tonight in Jeddah. And Karina, a big game this afternoon. The Blues and North Melbourne go head-to-head for a good cause, of course.
Yeah, both teams are under pressure. It's high stakes on Good Friday. Thanks so much, Kate. Well, Pope Francis defied doctors' orders to rest, visiting a prison in Rome to keep a Holy Thursday appointment he's observed since taking the role. In the past, the pontiff would wash the feet of 12 people at the jail, like Jesus did before the crucifixion. This year, he couldn't perform the ritual as he recovers from double pneumonia, but says he was happy to be close to the inmates. We're on track for our hottest Good Friday in more than 6 decades. Don't go anywhere. Tyra Stowers joins us next with your full Easter weather forecast.
The pumpkin is going to be a showstopper.
Wait till you see what's inside.
The people in your house will go, whoa.
Better Homes, tonight.
HCF Life Insurance gives members up to $1.5 million cover to help protect their family. And now, Kate gets this ad to share a family update.
We didn't think we were going to be able to have another child, but we're pregnant!
Gary, what the...
Buy any pack of Arnott shapes and you could win the new Xbox Series X Digital Edition every day. Plus, there's 30,000 PC Game Pass prizes to be won instantly. Buy any pack of Arnott shapes to enter.
It's not where we go, but how far we go and the moments we have along the way. Introducing the all-new Audi Q6 e-tron. Electrifying, exhilarating, invigorating. It's a new era that powers us forward and leaves us breathless. This is you. This is us. This is Audi.
Switch to AGL and receive a $200 bill credit. That's a $200 bill credit just for switching your electricity online and staying with AGL. Switch to AGL today and join the change.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Extra gooey caramel, coated with luscious Tim Tam chocolate. Discover our most indulgent Tim Tam range ever. What more could you wish for?
Rocky loves ice cream. Almost as much as Rocky's owner loves saving. With his Westpac home loan package, he saved over $5,000 in interest in the first year alone. Rocky's owner is thinking that could come in handy. Rocky's thinking that could buy a lot of ice cream. Westpac home loan packages. Sweet savings.
The all-new Skoda Kodiaq. Big on the little things. Skoda.
Tomorrow on Weekend Sunrise, the latest home test to determine your brain health. Plus, the new online tool helping 1 million Australians cast their vote. And global superstar Caitlin Diva.
We didn't save anyone.
That's tomorrow from 7 a.m.
Welcome back. Let's return to our top story now. It's been a tragic start to the Easter long weekend. A woman has drowned after she was swept off rocks at San Remo around 8:30 this morning. A man she was with is still missing this afternoon, with a major search and rescue operation underway. We'll bring you the latest on this story throughout the afternoon and in 7 News at 6. Well, Tyra Stowers joins us now with a check of the weather. Tyra, it's been a warm start to the long weekend.
Well, it doesn't get better than this, Karina. Beautiful blue skies and lots of sunshine right throughout the day. It was a balmy night. The city was down to 17.6 and so far the high is just under 30 degrees. Showers passed through most suburbs earlier this morning but dried out quite quickly and we've had pleasant conditions since. Further out, a dry and hot day. There's high fire danger in western and central districts. Horsham already has a top of 29. A weakening low pressure trough is over western parts today. Then a cold front is expected to cross by tomorrow, which will see the temperature drop here ever so slightly. Around the country now, Brisbane 29, partly cloudy. Sydney is the same. Canberra 27, Hobart showers and Adelaide 29. Back home, sunny peaks until isolated showers are set to develop in the west late in the afternoon at around 5 p.m. Bendigo 29 is the top. Closer in, a mostly sunny day before some showers around that 9 p.m. mark. Most areas are sitting around the high 20s tomorrow. 28 is the top in the city with a mix of sun and cloud. OK, this is how our long weekend is looking. Saturday is set to be the winner with a partly cloudy top of 28 before we do see some showers on Easter Sunday. 25 is the high there and Monday drops down to 20. But today is looking really beautiful. So, Karina, go and soak up that sunshine.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can. Tyra, thank you so much. And that's all from this special edition of Melbourne's News at Noon. Thank you for joining us. Let's take you back to the Good Friday appeal. For now, from the 7 News team, take care and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Well,
the 7 News app will give you the news you want every minute of every day, including breaking news alerts. Download the 7 News app now.